One of the first steps we're going to do is we're going to mark our wooden frame side rails, the proper location to put our cross members. The easiest way to accomplish this is we'll use just a small bit of tape. I'm going to tape these two pieces of wood together. By taping these two pieces of wood together, that will allow us to transfer all of our marks, and then when we go over to the scroll saw and cut, we'll have them both in the proper locations. We're going to use our ruler, measuring from one end of the frame rails. We're going to measure in 1/2 inch, and then from the other end of the frame rail we're also going to measure in 1/2 inch. We're going to take one of these small cross members, line it up, and draw the line across. That'll give us a guideline of where to be putting our cuts. Try to get them as straight as possible. So we have the two at each end. We also need to measure in for the mousetrap. The mousetrap itself, is roughly 3 3/4 inches long. So having that as a guide, we're going to have this as our front of our car. So 3 3/4 long. We want to have a little bit of a cushion, so we're going to go 3 1/2 from this mark here to our 0 line, and then we'll draw in 1/2 inch from there. These are our markings for our cross members. We also will be notching the cross members out. So we're going to measure down. This is a 1/2 inch piece of wood. So we're going to measure down approximately 1/4 inch or halfway through the depth of our piece of wood. Here. Here. I'm going to turn this one around. And here. This will allow us to notch the frame rails out, and we will also notch the cross members out, so when we have this together it will fit flush. Draw our lines down so we have a reference of where our cuts are going to be, like this, there, and there. So we've marked out where we're going to cut our frame. Our next step will be to mark our cross members. Once again, we're going to tape them together. The cross members are just generally as wide as the mousetrap itself. This way, with a little bit extra, just to give us some room for wiggle room. And it's the same idea once again. We're going to take, and I'm going to use this as my measure, and we're going to simply make a line where we need to notch these pieces out on both sides. Try to be fairly accurate. This will determine if your frame is going to wind up being square. So we've got the lines here, and once again, approximately halfway down on this one and this one. Also, by having them taped together, it will ensure that our marks transfer to all the pieces, making them identical. One moment, we're going to take this over to the scroll saw.